Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brian Jester, co-founder here at Occupy Fantasy, and we're back with some more NFL DFS picks and lineup advice for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight's single-game showdown slate between the Chargers and the Saints. In this video, we're going to look at some top plays for both FanDuel and DraftKings, some lineup strategies for low-risk and high-risk contests, and just some general advice on how to help you create better lineups for tonight's showdown slate. Before we get started though, go ahead and click that subscribe button below. That way you get access to all of our videos as soon as they're released here on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. The more thumbs ups that we get, the more likely we are to create these types of videos because we know that you appreciate them. If you have any questions about this slate, hop in the comments below. Last video, we did a giveaway for our Showdown ebook, 15 chapters of back-tested research and data-driven strategies for single-game showdown slates. So we'll do another one tonight. So comment below with how many points on DraftKings you think Keenan Allen will score tonight. The closest guess will win a free copy of the Showdown ebook. Links in the description below for more information about the ebook. But again, comment below with how many points you think Keenan Allen will score to have a chance at winning a free copy. All right, in this video, we're going to start with DraftKings, and we'll look at low-risk contests first. It's a very interesting slate. We have a few value options, unlike Sunday night showdown slate where there was no value. We actually have some value plays tonight, and we have a running back ranked above both quarterbacks in terms of salary and in terms of just raw projections, so it makes it really, really interesting. Now, if you read our Showdown ebook, you know that what we like to do is to get two running backs, two quarterbacks into our low risk lineups. Low risk meaning 50-50s, double ups, head to heads. Half the field wins their money, doubles their money. And the reasoning for that is we try to lock up all the touchdown scoring in the game. If we get every single touchdown in the game, very likely we get over that 50% mark in our double ups. But tonight it's a little bit harder. One, because of the pricing, but two, because of the backfield situation in LA. And let's talk about the injuries for both teams before we get into the details. So on LA side, Austin Eckler out for a while with a hamstring injury. So rookie Joshua Kelly, who saw 60% of the snaps last week after he went down, will be the running back 1A. And then the veteran Justin Jackson will be the running back 1B. Had 40% of the snaps last week. Now, unsure how this is going to shake out around the goal line in the passing game. It should be mostly Kelly's work, but we're not 100% sure. And we can't lock up all the scoring by just playing Kelly, and we can't do it by playing Jackson, so it makes it tricky. And then at the receiver position, Mike Williams is questionable. We lean towards him being doubtful. He only got 2 limited practices in this week after missing last week. Normally need a full week of reconditioning. He hasn't gotten there yet. So we think he'll be out. Mike Williams, if we look, limited early in week 3, missed week 4. We expect him to miss tonight. We haven't had any official word just yet. On the Saints side, Michael Thomas is out, punched his teammate on Saturday. Disciplinary reasons, he's not going to play. Jared Cook, we got word right before we started recording this video that he, although being questionable, is likely to suit up tonight. So with the bye next week, it's likely that he's pretty close to full health if they're willing to risk him for one game before the bye week. So use Jared Cook as you normally would. So now, low-risk contests. If we try to get in, let's just say in the flex spots, Kamara, Breeze, Justin Herbert, who's starting tonight, and then let's say Joshua Kelly. That leaves us $4,600 left per player, including the captain spot. So it's not a ton of money, and it's really nothing we can really do with this type of lineup. And even if we, especially if we use Kamara at the captain spot, $1,600 left per player, can't really do that. The other issue is here, we're actually leaving out Keenan Allen, who may be the lowest risk charger outside of Justin Herbert. Now, that doesn't go with our narrative of locking up all the touchdowns, but Keenan Allen, if we just look at his target shares, it's crazy. With Mike Williams down, 13 targets 2 weeks ago, 8 targets last week, nearly 50% of the team's air yards during this stretch. There's really impressive numbers for Keenan Allen. So he has a high floor and a high ceiling tonight for all contest types. So again, not really easy to do here on DraftKings. Same over on FanDuel. You actually can't create a high floor lineup using our normal strategy. So what's that mean? It's more of a high risk night. And we want to play a little bit less of our money because the more risk that's introduced in high risk contests, GPPs, leagues, satellites, smaller tournaments. So let's think about a high risk approach tonight. So Kamara is going to be the most popular captain. We know, right? I mean, look at his game logs. Anyone who's anybody can look at his game logs and see point totals of 23, 38, 47, and 21. Super easy, right? He's going to be the most popular captain on FanDuel and on DraftKings. So keep that in mind. Now, in our Occupy model, which ranks every player on the slate for both sites, Kamara is the number one player by a wide margin. So it's saying that he should be, rightfully the highest owned captain and MVP. So what does that mean? If you're playing smaller contests, you still want to use Kamara as your captain or MVP, but you just have to get a little different. Even in a larger field contests, you still probably want to use him at captain, but you have to get different because everyone's going to jam in Kamara, get at least one quarterback, Breeze or Herbert, doesn't matter. Keenan Allen probably, and then just fill in the rest and figure it out. And a lot of lineups are going to look very similar. So what do we do in this situation? One, we either use one or zero quarterbacks, which is a little riskier, or two, we just use a little bit less salary. Most lineups are going to use 49,500 or more. If you just drop down a little bit, you'll have a unique Kamara lineup, or relatively unique, depending on the size of your contest. The other option, of course, is we just talked about Keenan Allen's ceiling. He could easily be the highest scoring player on the slate if he converts on his 10 plus targets, his 50% of the team's air yards. Very easily could do that. Other than that, it's not many options. So the ideal approach here is to use either one of Kamara or Allen. If you're making multiple lineups, just use both. Larger field contests, maybe there's some other options. Maybe you can fit in the quarterbacks. Now on FanDuel, it's a little bit of an option here because you could use, and I like this approach, is using Justin Herbert as your MVP. Everyone's going to use Kamara at 16K. Herbert, the third highest priced player that's playing, will go overlooked at the MVP spot. And the nice thing is, he has a lot of stacking options. So not just Keenan Allen, but if assuming Mike Williams is out, he has, let's scroll down here as we go down the list. This is how far we need to go down. Jalen Guyton ran a route on 92% of Herbert's dropbacks in week 4, so plenty of time out on the field with him. Tyron Johnson caught a long touchdown last week, but played a little bit less of the other receivers. Who else we got here? Let's see if I can find him here, because this is how far down we have to go. We could stack these guys, and this look, we're still scrolling. Jason Moore played 47% of the snaps last week. Didn't see a target, or only had one target, but going to go way overlooked at 5K. It's crazy. Lots of cheap stacking options that allow you to do this, that allow you to go Herbert, Allen, Kamara, and that's only $87.50 left per player. You can't see it here, $17,500 total. But you can actually, because of the cheap stacking options with Herbert, make this work on FanDuel. So an interesting approach. And remember, because of FanDuel scoring, quarterbacks are more likely to be the MVP in any contest type. Kamara makes it a lot trickier, but if he doesn't get all the touchdowns on the ground or in the air for New Orleans, could very easily see Herbert or Breeze end up as the optimal MVP. I think that's it. The only other, there's one minor injury that you'll have. This is for really large contests. Deontay Harris, the returner and wide receiver 4 for New Orleans, is out tonight. You see the little O next to his name. So Marquez Callaway is going to get more run. Benny Fowler is going to get more run. Where's Fowler? 200. Both these guys are super cheap. So if you're looking for a super cheap play, Callaway or Fowler, again, we can't expect too much from them, but if they catch a couple passes, maybe luck into a touchdown, they could end up in the optimal lineup. All right, so for more information, full details on every player on the slate, full lineup strategies for FanDuel and DraftKings, go check out our daily plug, OccupyFantasy.com, the Monday night edition. That'll be posted by 4 p.m. Eastern. That link's in the description below. Also check out our Occupy model, which ranks every single player on the slate, FanDuel and DraftKings. And before we get out of here, a couple reminders. Click the subscribe button. That way you're notified when all of our videos are released. Give us a thumbs up to let us know that you appreciate this video. And then comment below with any questions you have. It might get lost in the sea of answers to our giveaway, but we promise we'll see them and we'll answer them for you before the slate locks. And again, if you somehow glazed over the giveaway at the beginning, comment below with how many DraftKings points you think Keenan Allen will score tonight. And whoever gets the closest will get a free copy of our Showdown Guide ebook, 15 chapters of all kinds of research and data on how to win single game and showdown contests on FanDuel and DraftKings. So, Brian Jester, Occupy Fantasy. Appreciate you listening. Good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.